Tea was a cold, foggy night in Paris, the kind that seemed to swallow the city whole, leaving only shadows that whispered secrets to those brave enough to listen. The year was 1853, and the streets were illuminated only by the dim glow of gas lamps, flickering as if they too were frightened of the mysteries lurking in the darkness. In the heart of the city, beneath the grandeur of the Palais Royal, an event was unfolding that would alter the course of French history forever, but no one knew it yet. A lone figure, draped in a black cloak that seemed to merge with the night itself, moved swiftly along the narrow alleys. The figure was known to few, but their reputation was infamous. It was Henry Veselin, a man whose name was whispered in the highest echelons of French society, yet whose true identity was shrouded in secrecy. Henry was a master of deception, a manipulator of men and minds, and a schemer who knew how to exploit the desires and weaknesses of those in power. Tonight, however, Henry was not alone. Behind him, two figures trailed cautiously, their eyes darting from side to side, their steps unsure. These men were part of Henry's plan, a plan so audacious that it could only be described as a work of genius or madness. They were about to participate in the biggest scam France had ever seen. Forgotten history. He turned to face his companions, his eyes gleaming with cold confidence. "You both know why we are here, don't you?" Henry's voice was low, almost a hiss, as he addressed the men behind him. The first man, a stocky figure named Laurent, nodded nervously. "Yes, but, Henry, are you certain this is the right time? The stakes are—" Henry interrupted, his voice sharp. "The time is always right when opportunity knocks. The people are ripe for the taking. Laurent, the money is flowing like wine at a royal banquet. We simply need to redirect it to the right pockets." Laurent swallowed hard. "But the officials, the authorities will be watching. Are we ready for the consequences?" Henry smiled, a smile that didn't reach his eyes. "The authorities will never see us coming. They will be too busy chasing shadows. But this—" He paused, glancing down at the weathered parchment in his hand, the map to his fortune. "This is our ticket to something far greater than any of us have ever dreamed." The following day, the news of a new investment opportunity began to spread across Paris like wildfire. The whispers of a grand new project that would change the landscape of France forever filled the streets. It was said to be a revolutionary venture, one that would rival the most powerful industries of the time. The wealthy elite were intrigued, and the common folk were eager to invest their savings in the promise of prosperity. But there was one catch: no one could quite figure out what the investment actually was. The announcement came from a mysterious company called Compagnie Nouvelle de Paris, a name that had not been heard before in the halls of finance. The company claimed to have secured a groundbreaking venture that would yield unimaginable profits, though details remained scarce. Henry Veselin was the mastermind behind this mysterious venture. Posing as an experienced and well-connected financier, he had orchestrated the creation of this company in secret. He knew that the more vague and enigmatic the details, the more intrigued the investors would be. Fear of missing out on something monumental drove the rich to part with their money without asking too many questions. The company promised investors large returns, claiming that their money would be used to fund a massive infrastructure project, one that would connect Paris to distant, untapped markets in the colonies, making France the most powerful nation in Europe. The scale of the project was said to be unlike anything the world had ever seen. The project was dubbed Le Chemin de Lumière, the Path of Light, a railway that would span the length of the country, bringing wealth and prosperity to every corner of France. It was to be a marvel of engineering, a symbol of French ingenuity. But the reality of the project was far less glorious. Behind the scenes, Henry and his partners were working furiously to create the illusion of progress. Fake plans were drawn, contracts forged, and backroom deals struck with the highest bidders. Henry's charm and wit won over the richest investors, while his partners quietly took their money, leaving nothing behind but empty promises and grandiose visions.